All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with.
My proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Production, proudly brings to you the 52nd episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyrun from Taurus Comics. Across the way is a lilac lyricist of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick, and together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for support. Don't forget to ring that bell if you're on YouTube. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger and better audience. What's up, man? How's your week going?
It was a week. This week was a week.
What does that mean? Wait.
It was just a week, man. It was like everything that could have happened this week happened in my life, and but we made it through. That's what's important. We're here today.
Okay.
And you know, we got a busy November planned, man. How was your week?
It was all right, man. It was all right. I've been doing some artwork. I've been podcasting for Ages of Geekdom.
Yeah.
So I've been doing all right, man. I did listen to this amazing audio podcast yesterday while I was drawing. It was called the Super Shorts podcast. It was super short. It involved a character called Ace Blade and Lumberjacks.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, you heard. It was fantastic.
Okay.
It gave me like 15 minutes of something to listen to while I drew, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the first two episodes so far.
Awesome, man. I'm sure the creators of that show appreciate it. Somebody just reminded me on TikTok that I never talk about my 4 podcasts on TikTok. So I was.
Is it 4 now?
It's 4 now. 4 now.
I know you got Super Shorts. I know you got Four Tales. I know you got Top 5.
Top 5 on Tuesdays, and then on Wednesdays I'm doing a drawing podcast with Wally.
That's right. Okay. All right. Before we get our guests on, because I want to talk about that. I remember you talked about that. What is that all about? Tell our audience, and how did that come about?
Yeah. I basically I've been begging Wally to teach me how to draw ever since I've known him. And you know, he finally, you know, persistence is one of my best traits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, finally he decided, he wants to get on the camera. I've been trying to convince him to get on TikTok and social media and show his face to people, because people love his art, but they don't really know him like me and Morgan. So, I was like, hey, if you'll get on, with an hour a week, I'll get on with you and we can, build your platform up a little bit. And also I can learn how to draw. So, hey, there we go.
Well, the best thing you can also do if you don't really want to learn how to draw is do the outlines, do a good layout, and get you a good inker to just finish it all. That's what I did.
Yes. Yes.
And that's sort of my segue into our guest today. He's an inker. He's a writer. He's a father. He has bad knees, from my understanding from this past week. But he is the creator of Belial and the writer for an upcoming book that we're going to talk about today. It's called I Drive for Cerber. And that name is Shaun Barbour from Instinct Comics. What's going on, Shaun?
What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. Is it Shaun? Is it Barbour? I thought it was. Is it Barbour? Oh, is he saying it right?
No, he's saying it right. It's Barbour.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I'm like the only person in the world that says it right.
But I'm used to Barber, Shaun the Barbarian, whatever. It works.
Wow.
Listen, people mess up my name. My name is literally Danny, and people will mess that up, and I'll be like, listen, just whatever, just whatever
Wait.
at this point.
How can they mess up Danny?
People want to call me Daniel all the time. People always want to call me Daniel, or whatever. But it's Danny on my birth certificate, so
Okay.
I feel you on that. Shaun
Really?
Barbour, Instinct Comics. So is it
Sorry.
Instinct? Is because you're an inker? Is it inked? Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. I figured it was a creative way to kind of include that, and it sounded cool. It's a little thing.
I like
Now,
it.
now you're more than an inker, though. I mean, you're like I said, you're co-creator of Belial, which is an amazing, I don't want to say horror, but funny comedy book with a bunch of dick and fart jokes. Uh, you just adapted a short story from Reddit called "I Drive from Cerber." So how did this transition from being just an inker to now being a writer or a full creator? How did that start about?
Well, a lot of it started out because I liked working with an artist buddy of mine. We made first comic book I was involved with called excuse me, Into the Darkness, and I really liked inking his stuff, and so that evolved into me drawing and inking Welcome to the Void for Chuck Pinot. And because I liked even just the different styles, I stuck to inking. I learned during that process. The penciling portion of it wasn't necessarily my favorite, so I put myself out there as an inker and felt that from what I was seeing, I had something to offer in that arena. And after working with a few people and creating their projects, I got a little bit more confident, decided to kind of bring one of my ideas to life, and worked with Chuck to bring Belial. And it's just doing I Drive for Cerber is like my next step in trying to encompass more roles within the comic making process. So instead of writing one completely by myself, because like I said, I got Chuck pretty much writing Belial, and then I found this I Drive for Cerber on Reddit, and I liked it so much that I did some research, found the creator, and brought it over to the comic book format with their permission. And then from there, I've written another story that's not done, and but it is in the coloring process actually, called Median. And I still have yet another 4-part comic book that is completely written out. That is a solo project of mine called The Treatment. So it's just my progress in trying to level up. I don't want to stay where I started. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So you want to do everything. You want to do everything in comics. You got any interest in coloring or lettering or anything like that, or you just want to get all the editorial layers taken care of?
I want to try to get in all the editorial stuff first, because I mean I like my artist buddies, and they're fun. Like I said, I like having the collaborative efforts. I have kind of dabbled with some of the lettering stuff, but that was more from making memes and different stuff like that for the marketing for Belial. So, there's been little things that I've jumped in here and there. I colored a couple stickers and stuff like that. So my toes have been kind of dipped in, but where I'm leaning the most has been where I've been the most passionate so far.
Okay. So for anybody that's not familiar with I Drive for Cerber, can you give us a little background on what that's about?
I Drive for Cerber is a story about Jim, a guy who's been down on his luck, and he's trying to get a new job, and he applies for a rideshare service that he figured out was pretty much like Uber, and so he's pretty excited, and he finds out that it's actually for paranormal beings and cryptids and things like that. And so now not only does he have to survive driving these creepy monsters and stuff around, he also has to face ghosts from his past. Literally.
I feel like Danny caught that too. Right when you started describing it, you just went right into your radio voice, dude.
I can't help it, dude. Especially after coming off of having that convention weekend last weekend, it happens. I can't help it.
Right. It was like, can you tell us about Drive for Cerber? Well, let me tell you about Drive for Cerber is about a man named John. No.
I feel like I've said it so many times. I'm incapable of describing any of the books that I've done without having that sales pitchy voice.
Hey, I love it. I love it. That means that you got a rhythm going, and that means that you've been practicing. I love it. So you brought up something during the description of I Drive for Cerber, and I wonder, are we gonna get with all the cryptids and evil, beings? Are we gonna get any crossover between Cerber and Belial?
There has been a little bit of talk as far as letting that characters kind of cross over in the stories. It's not been finalized. I've talked with the creator Mofucius, and it's been really fun. They've enjoyed Kyrun and I's abilities in turning this from the Reddit story and even the YouTube narrative that exists into the comic book format. So between Kyrun penciling the book and then me inking it and then having it fully adapted, there's also been talk of actually including Kyrun and myself as characters, as well as having other things like Belial show up.
I thought the main character was Kyrun. I thought he looks a lot like Kyrun. So I figured that he was just drawn and based on him, just a little more slender version.
Wow.
Taller.
Hey, I've lost weight.
Slender
Okay,
and taller
don't be
version
trying
of-
to fat shame me. I've lost weight now.
It's like, I didn't say you don't look good. I'm just saying, the slender and taller version of Kyrun, driving for Cerber. But
Or height shaming. Okay, thanks.
definitely height shaming. That's nothing you can do about that. But that's cool. I think, and I kind of wanted to know, ever since I heard about the, you kind of discovered. So, did you discover the story on Reddit, or is it just like a compilation of, ideas that you found on Reddit? I try to stay off of Reddit myself because Reddit is worse than, for me. Reddit is worse than YouTube. Like, you can literally go down a rabbit hole on Reddit. Like, you can find some
Absolutely.
stuff that you never thought that you would even be interested in on Reddit. So I try to stay off of there. But how did you discover the story, and what gave you the inspiration to turn it into a comic book?
Well, honestly, my kids are always a big inspiration to me. And one of the things that I do is if they start getting really into something, I'll try to, look at different things, and whether that's watching like anime or whatever, it kind of evolves. And so in this case, I was talking with my oldest son, who's 17 now, and he was talking about how he likes creepypasta stories. And so I was like, okay. And so he told me about a couple, and I dove in and was looking around and trying to find, okay, so what makes this interesting to him, and is there any way that I can get interested on some level? And through that, I actually came across the story of I Drive for Cerber. And as I was reading it, just the way that it played out, I felt really hit the beats and the way that the structure was for a comic book. And I was like, okay, so I've got to figure this out. This looks like fun. It'd be something I'm willing to put the work and effort into. And since the person uses a pen name, it made it kind of interesting to try to find them. They like to keep that air of mystery about them. So I did a little bit of research. It didn't take too long. And I was able
Like,
to kind of...
it's an air of mystery, but it didn't take too long. I'm not good,
Yeah, I do a little thing every once in a while.
Shaun Catfish Barbour.
Yeah, I'm 6 feet tall.
I can tell you that is a lie right there.
That is, I'm a strong 5'5". but yeah. So after I was able to find that, and I actually learned that there was this whole community around the book. There's actually already fan art, fan fiction, and all this stuff. And I was and when I got in contact with Mofucius, and was able to show them some of Kyrun's art and stuff like that. They were like, "You'd be a perfect fit," which was pretty rad considering they've already been approached for like movie and TV deals and stuff like that. So it was, I was like, they're gonna give me permission to do this free and clear, which was also another huge thing. As long as we give the right attribution to the people involved and the community that inspired the story and stuff like that. So it was just a good opportunity to latch on to somebody's great idea and try to bring it to a whole new height.
Now we do have one question here, or I shouldn't say one, but we have a question here from Dan. Is Cerber planned as an ongoing series or a limited series for now?
For now, I know that we have the first 2 issues is a solid part of the story, and depending on the reception and depending on how the relationship with everything keeps going, as long as it's positive, it does have potential because it is a much longer, I guess, storyline than what exists for the comic book. But I felt it really important to focus on one aspect of it, which is a lot of fun. It deals with some popular cryptids and some not so popular new cryptids, and being able to pull out a solid story in the 2 issues was going to be really important.
Now, is this something that's going to come out through Kickstarter?
Yes, absolutely. Once Belial is sent out, because we just successfully funded Belial, I have to wait until I get clearance from Kickstarter, and the moment that clears, I'm going to be getting on it and sending that out and launching I Drive for Cerber on Kickstarter. Absolutely.
And how much of the book is actually done?
Oh, I would probably say, like 75% of the book is actually completed. We've got it most, except for like the last maybe 3 pages are all lettered. We have the first third of the book is already colored. It's already completely penciled and inked. We have the main cover, obviously, because Kyrun did that, colored by Chris Hall, which has been just an awesome colorist I've had in my pocket since I started this whole comic creation gig. But yeah, it's not long at all. It would be very short turnaround time for that once the campaign goes through.
I know Danny was disappointed you didn't actually tap him to color the cover. He was crying. One discussion we had, he started crying. He's like, I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to be a part of this great campaign that you guys are doing somehow. So
no, Shaun actually asked me to do some art. He asked me to do a variant cover for I Drive for Cerber. I just could not get it done in the allotted time. So, but
the man has got 4 podcasts. What are you talking about? I mean, he's not drawing horses, but he's got podcasts.
He's got 4 podcasts. He's got a store. He's got a full-time job. He's writing comics. He's doing TikToks all the time.
I am doing a lot, but I wanted to make some. I wanted to make some time to do it. I thought that would be cool. And I mean, if there's still time, I might try to slide you in one either way. But but I think it's cool, like just hearing the collaborative process, like because comics are really collaborative at the root of it, and it's cool to find something that you like, find a story that you like, and be able to reach out to people. You know, the internet has provided some good resources for people, and you know, you had to do a little investigative work to find out, you know, who was the creator and all that stuff, or but you know, the internet will do that for you if you have the drive to find it out on the internet. You can probably figure it out, and you know, just the passion to, you know, to do all of this work is always awesome to see for me.
Right on.
I thought you were leading up to something or a question on that.
No.
Okay.
It's just a strong statement. We're good.
All right. I do have a question because some of you people don't know that you can get our podcasts, you know, live like this, but you also can listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music and all these places. And if you do happen to still use Spotify, like apparently Shaun does, because Shaun answered one of our questions that we posted on Spotify, which is the first time anyone's ever answered any of the questions. But he said that the question was, what is your favorite cereal? And since we're in the morning, he posted Special K was his favorite cereal. And not to judge him. So we're going to judge you right now. Why the hell is Special K your favorite cereal?
Special K with red berries, right?
No, he just said Special K.
Yeah, it's the red berries one.
Oh, okay.
It is the red berries one.
That makes sense.
It stems from a childhood thing where I didn't grow up being able to eat any of the sugary cereals. It was all Raisin Bran, Corn Flakes, and Cheerios, all knockoff brands. They all came in a bag. They all and because I wasn't allowed to have sugar until I was 12 years old, I just developed a taste for more of like the wholesome cereals. So your Special K, your Basic 4, your Chex, and then with a little bit extra. So
Chex is great. I love corn Chex and rice Chex. But if you had the knockoff cereals, I want to know if you ever had the s'mores cereal that's in the bag. It's one of those more sugary ones. But if you ever have an opportunity to try the s'more cereal, it's Malta Mills cereal. It's amazing.
Mr. Fish Comics says old school shredded wheat is my favorite. My mom ate it. Okay. I've had that, and that just tastes like cardboard, dude.
Just like
the little ones. I know that you used to be able to get like the big bricks of them, and you would get like 3 of them in your bowl, and they just
break it apart.
Yeah.
S'mores was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so good. Absolutely.
And I think it is called the Malta Meal or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
See,
that's good. I don't know how we got on cereal, but cereal we can talk about.
Well, no, because I posted on Spotify, what is your favorite cereal? And if you want to maybe check out Spotify, I do post a question or two every week after our episodes. Something random off the top of my head. So if you want to answer, you feel free to.
Is there a time limit on those? Because I've listened to every single one of your guys' episodes, and that was the only time it's ever popped up with a question.
That's because you're the only person that's ever answered the damn question in the year that we've been doing it.
Terrible.
Mr. Fish says, really tasty cardboard. The giant bricks are his favorite. Yeah, if you're into that, go ahead. We are not here to shame you.
I need sugar. And colors in my cereals. But Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my go-to. Like I can do Cinnamon Toast Crunch at any time. But
that's not. There's no colors in that.
Yeah, but outside of that,
say like Dino Bites or something.
I just had a big box of Fruity Pebbles the other day. Me and the kids. So yeah.
All I'm saying is if my cereal milk does not taste like my cereal afterwards, I don't want to eat the cereal again. That's just all I'm saying.
Yes, I agree. But the real question is, do you do the cereal first or the milk first in the bowl?
Oh God.
Oh, I pour the cereal first and then the milk.
Okay. Like a normal, regular human being. Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you weren't a serial killer or anything like that.
No. It's because I put the cereal in there, and then I put my hand over the top to hold the cereal down when I pour the milk in, so I can get as much milk as possible in there without the cereal overflowing.
Oh man, I love it.
You know what? I agree with Mr. Fish's comment saying, I love me some Lucky Charms, but my diabetic ass wants me to keep my feet. And that I agree with that. We all want to keep our feet. We all want to stay healthy as best as possible.
Please keep your feet.
Now look, I let my kids have like sugary cereals like Lucky Charms, and I went to a local store and they had a bag of just the marshmallows, and I was able to buy my daughter a bag of the Lucky Charms marshmallows.
You might as well just pour just straight sugar into her mouth.
You can use them for like hot chocolate and stuff too. We're coming up on the winter months. It's possible.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
I went to the store the other day and they started selling eggnog already, and I love me some eggnog. Oh, I love some eggnog.
Ew,
but
that's
You're the one. We get it.
All right, so this is now just the Foretales podcast with Kyrun. We're gonna talk about eggnog for the rest of the show. We do not badmouth eggnog. All right, I'll let y'all back in. Hold on.
My wife likes it though, so we do keep some in the house. But
Your wife is smart. Dude.
yeah, but I can't. Me and the kids. So she's only one out of the 6 of us that drinks eggnog. So
No, wait. Does she just straight eggnog, or does she put a little something in it like other people do?
not the not the stronger version of the eggnog. She just likes eggnog.
Okay.
So.
Brad, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to ban you from the show. Talking about eggnog is awful. This is
No, he's getting the badge, the Foretales premium badge for that take.
All right.
He gets a free Patreon subscription, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. If you want to support the Foretales podcast, you can buy our merchandise at our website, foretalespodcast.com.
Listen, I did that on purpose because I kind of got used to selling your stuff, dude. Got used to selling your stuff.
If you want to, you can maybe buy us a coffee. I don't know. It's coffee.com/Foretales podcast. If you want to help support us, or subscribe on YouTube and Twitch at Agents of Geekdom. That also helps us out. There, that's my shill. I think we've gone off the rails far enough. This is a good time in the show to maybe start doing some quick takes. If you're ready, Danny.
Let's do it.
All right.
Quick takes.
And I just realized I did not prepare the timer, so we're going to
I love that audio though. Every time I hear it, I don't know, I get pumped. I'm like, all right, what's going on?
I love it. So if you've never watched the show before, I know you have. Quick Takes is a rapid fire Q&A session that we do with our guests. So you will have 45 seconds off the top of your head to answer some questions that I've crafted by stalking your social media. So are you ready?
I think so. I'm a little nervous because I feel like I don't post too much up there, and I know a lot of it probably isn't appropriate for your podcast. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested.
A lot. I didn't even want to ask, but I wanted to ask a bunch of questions because, anyway, question number 1: memes or GIFs, and why? If you had to erase one from the universe, you can never use.
Stop. It's GIFs.
It's GIFs.
It's GIFs. You can like never giraffe and giant. It's GIFs.
No, it's GIFs.
The actual creator calls them GIFs. Okay.
It's GIFs. Do you? You can only use one for the rest of your life. Do you keep making memes or use GIFs?
GIFs.
I'm gonna have to go with the GIFs, and. And that's because I use those in my daily life. I feel like it's a quick way to respond to people without having to type out a paragraph. So the GIF is my way to go. Even though memes are productive for social media and stuff, I use the other in my daily life. My daily life sometimes is more important than social media.
I thought you were gonna go with memes. GIFs is a good answer. I love GIFs. I'm using GIFs from now on.
Why do you call it? No, never mind. Go ahead. Go.
GIF, graphic. It's a graphic. Is the GIF graphic? GIF.
So do you call giraffe then?
No, it's the word giraffe. It's not an acronym. GIF is an acronym.
Fine, but
he likes the animals.
Terrible. Okay, question number 2.
Giants.
Question number 2. You have an event that changed your perspective on life that you posted about online. Tell us about that, and what was your perspective before, and what is it, and how did it change?
I was actually involved in a fatal car crash, and it was a freak hailstorm where I was driving to work one day. I was going down the freeway, And right as I was about to hit a bridge, there was a car that tail end kicked out because the way that the hailstorm had kicked in, like hard and fast for like 5 minutes. And I swerved to miss it, veered off the road, hit a middle, like those concrete dividers, and it bounced me off the other way, off like a 30-foot embankment, and rolled my vehicle. And unfortunately, there was 2 accidents that happened in the same exact spot before me. And in fact, I hit one car off of the other car, but all 3 separate accidents, but all 3 went off the road in the same exact spot. I went between a first responder's fire vehicle and a police car to go over the edge, actually.
Wow.
And it unfortunately, unalived the firefighter. And so it was so spontaneous, and it took up so much of my life, and really put into perspective, because up to that point, since I was the age of 17, I had been in management, restaurant management, store management, all that stuff. So I realized how much time I wasn't spending with my family, and how much I was dedicating the bulk of my time to work. And I changed all that. And so now I am broke, but I am happy, because I get to spend time with my family and do the things that I love. And it led to me, being able to do comic books and stuff like that, because I actually have some time.
Absolutely. Family is absolutely everything, man. Being able to spend time with your kids and watching them grow up. I know Kyrun's kids are taller than him now, so he's been able to see them go from here to here.
Mine
My
too.
oldest
Mine
is taller
too.
than me, and he's been taller than me since junior high.
Yeah. So seeing the kids grow is amazing, and absolutely. Okay, question number 3, a little lighter one. It's a 2-part question. What is your favorite holiday? And if you could get rid of one holiday from the calendar, you got to pick one holiday to erase completely from the calendar. Which one would it be, and why?
All right. Favorite holiday is Halloween. And it is not for just the aesthetic purposes of like the costumes and stuff like that. It is the only optional holiday people get that people don't judge you on. If you don't do Halloween, people are like, okay. I mean, I don't get it, but you're not obligated to go out and spend it with the family or the family of your significant other or anything. There's no huge judgment. However, I would probably do away with, I'm gonna say Thanksgiving. Probably Thanksgiving. And it's not because I have a native girlfriend.
You just said that you. Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense. But you just said you wanted to spend more time with your family. That's what Thanksgiving is all about.
I do, but there's so much to be said about being able to eat. I feel like you should be able to have that kind of a Thanksgiving dinner any day, and you should spend your time throughout the year being thankful for your family, not just one obligatory day that you're just like, oh, okay, now we got to wake up at 3:00 in the morning to cook all this food that your crazy uncle's going to come over and eat 2/3 of and not say thank you.
Am I coming to your Thanksgiving? Because I'll eat up a Thanksgiving dinner, dude.
Hey, I love Thanksgiving dinner. Canned cranberries or traditional cranberries? You two.
Man, I'm a trailer park kid. I'm gonna go with the canned cranberry.
Canned every time. Go with the cans.
Slice it and you throw it on your sandwich on the day after, so you don't have to deal with all that extra coming off the sandwich. It's useful.
Kyrun's independently wealthy, so he probably has a cranberry farm.
I hate cranberry.
What?
I
hate cranberry.
It's disgusting.
Kyrun I'm finding out so much about you. Okay.
You're lucky. Right. I didn't answer the holiday question too.
He'd say Christmas. I know.
He would say Christmas probably.
But yeah, I'd keep Christmas easily. Yeah.
Easter? Never mind. We'll talk about that offline. I don't want to get you canceled on your own show. Question number 4.
No, okay. If I get rid of one, I get rid of 4th of July. I'm a dog owner, and my dog hated 4th of July. Most dog owners understand that we hate 4th of July. I get rid of that. At least get rid of the fireworks for it.
I understand that. That's perfectly understandable. You hate freedom.
I do.
Number 4. Uh, did the rapture already happen? And if it did, how will we know?
That's a really good question. I am gonna say that the rapture. How do I answer that question? I'm gonna say that the rapture is actively happening. It's not something that's done. It's not something that will be. I feel like everybody faces their own rapture when they come to their own recognition. They come to their own light and their own decision. At that point is when your soul decides which way to go. So that's when you decide your trajectory. And so your rapture comes when your time is up, but not everybody all at once. I just feel like that seems to be a bit dangerous.
I feel you. I feel you. That would be dangerous. So you know why I asked you that question, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't actually. But go ahead.
I was going through your TikToks. Hold on. I was going through your TikTok. Let me see if I can pull it up. And your theme song for Sir, I want to say, was it Belial? The Belial video that you did? You don't remember that?
No.
So there's a video that you did first for Belial. You have it pinned.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And
Wait, that said original song was by Instinct Comics. Did you make that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I found that it was it was one of those when you search for like the free sounds and stuff like that, you might be able to use the video.
Okay.
It was one that stuck up, and I was like, okay, well, if you're dealing with Belial, then I thought it was a good song that fit, the aesthetic of the book.
I thought that you had it made for Belial, so that's why I was asking. Okay,
I got you.
well, that's good to know. All right, so question number 5. Since we're talking about I drive for Cerber, I'm wondering, with all the cryptids that are known and unknown, we got the Loch Ness monster, we got the Kushi champ, we got Bigfoot, the Yeti, all these other cryptids. Is there a fare that you would refuse if you did indeed drive for Cerber?
Is there a fare that I would? I would probably have to say I don't know the name of it, but there's a cryptid out there that actually feeds on your negative emotions and inspires you to think all of the negative thoughts and really drives you into that with all the different voices, and it reminds you of all this stuff that you might be thinking in the back of your head, but brings it forward and makes you focus on those negative impulses and all of that negativity. And I feel like, while you're operating a vehicle might not be the best time to start focusing on all of those and to be driven to the brink of that depression while you're driving, even if you don't decide to, answer the call of the void and veer off, it still might be a little bit of an erratic situation.
Okay, I just want to say I am not a cryptid, so don't describe me in that way, okay?
Terrible.
You're not that cryptid. You made me think happy thoughts during the conventions, Kyrun.
Yeah, Kyrun is more like a unicorn.
Thank you. That's actually literally what my wife calls me, so thank you.
It's the picture we have of him on the bottom of the Cerber campaign page, too. Him and his unicorn picture.
All right, and Brad wants to know, what was the name of that cryptid? Coochie what?
I forget, what was it? The Coochimon or whatever?
Is that Pokemon? What?
Gotta catch them all. Oh.
Terrible.
Coochimon, gotta catch them all? What?
But that was Quick Takes. Today's sponsor was I don't know what today's sponsor was.
Today's sponsor is from Age of Geekdom.
And in Panera.
No, dude, you cannot do that. Not unless Panera is going to be paying us. You
The
can.
unofficial
I can
sponsor of the.
All right, you know
A
what,
man can
Panera?
dream.
If you want to sponsor us, email fourtailspodcast@gmail.com. We will hook this up, whatever you want.
I love it.
That's it.
I love it.
All right.
All right.
I'm just going through the rest of these. Dan says he loves cranberry juice, but can't stand eating cranberries, which totally.
Yeah.
I like craisins. Craisins are good.
And
Raisins
again, Brad,
Salad,
with
yes.
some intelligence here, says cranberries are as bad as eggnog. Which, they are. I mean,
Oh, what about cranberry flavored eggnog? That might be good.
I mean, while you're screwing things up, you might as well just go all in, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I hate both of y'all now. I hate both of y'all. All right, Shaun, where can we... Okay, first thing. What is the estimated time frame on the launch of I Drive for Cerber? I know you said after Belial gets sent out, but when are you thinking you'll be able to launch this?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna shoot for end of November.
Okay.
End of November. I'm dedicating myself to making sure that this gets done, and we'll probably be launching then. I've got about 36% of everything already done, as fulfilled for Belial. So it's just turning that into a higher number. Now, if somebody out there has an answer on what the percentage is that you need to have fulfilled to be able to launch sooner, I'll be doing a round of announcements to be able to do that. But until I'm confident that that can be launched and not have to rebuild the entire page again like I have, because I guess apparently you can only submit your campaign one extra time once it's been turned down before they totally nix the whole campaign. So I already tried it and disputed it, and it came back and they're like, oh, now it's canceled. So I had to rebuild the entirety of the page. I'd rather not have to do that again. So I'm waiting to see whether somebody tells me or whether the fulfillment gets in the 90s for me to be able to launch it confidently.
Okay. All right. And where can people maybe check out the rest of your work that you've already completed, like Belial and other things?
Yeah, you can go to instinctcomics.com. That's INSTINKED comics.com. You can also, you can reach out and get a hold of me if you just see me on Facebook or something. I'm always willing to work out something with everybody.
All right. And social media?
Social media, Instinct on Twitter and on TikTok. On Facebook, I am Shaun Barbour. And what's left? That's what's that?
Instagram.
I want to say I'm Instinct Comics on Instagram as well.
No, one of those you have like a 3 somewhere. So
I changed it. I changed it because of you.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was able to go back in and I changed it. Instinct was taken, but I changed it to Instinct Comics, and that was not taken. So I was able to make it fit the branding a little bit better, so we didn't have to wonder where the 3 was in Instinct.
All right. Thank you so much, then, sir. Danny, where can people check you out and check all your information, your books, and things like that?
If you want to check out Ace Blade, the best place to go is our website, fourthwallpros.com. If you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media sites. Kyrun, where can people find you?
You can find me.
Delicious things.
You can find me at torrescomics.com. I am on Twitter, Instagram. What's the other thing? Started with a T. TikTok. And Facebook, Torres Comics. And if this is your first time checking out our podcast, you can actually go back and listen to our previous episodes by going to fourtailspodcast.com. That is the number 4, TALES podcast.com. But thank you, Shaun, for being on. Good luck to you in the future. Join us, though, next week. We are going to have, again, Ryan Robinson on the show. I don't know what he wants to come back on to talk about, but he's going to be on. And maybe we'll find out which movie he never saw, because he never answered that. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.